looking? Am I in the frame?
Perfect.
Good. All right. I have a tendency to wander, so if you see me standing over here, let me know. All right, folks. Thank you very much for attending Ironman Louisville 2011 4 Keys Talk. My name is Coach Patrick from Endurance Nation. We're an online triathlon team. Just about 600 people who do long course, half Ironman triathlons all over the world. How many people here are on the team? See a show of hands. Yay! All right. You'll see them on race day. They'll be wearing the kit, red and white. If you see them on race day, do what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They have seriously been schooled about this race, both from an experience standpoint, but also from a technology standpoint. We have some incredible resources inside the house for getting folks ready. What I'm going to do today, less than 24 hours away from your start, I'm not going to get inside your head. In fact, if I'm saying something that gets inside your head, you should probably just walk away, right? At this stage in the game, what I'm going to talk about is execution strategies. Ironman Louisville is a challenging course in and of itself. Forget about the weather, just itself, it's a challenging course. And all Ironmans are hard, but Louisville has its own nuances. I'm going to talk about race execution in general, then I'm going to talk about the specifics of this course and what looks like is going to happen tomorrow with the weather, okay? For folks who will watch this later, the weather stuff may change for you. Last year was crazy hot. Tomorrow looks like low 80s, right? And low humidity as well, which is still hot for an Ironman, but is technically not that bad for Ironman Louisville. Now, I do have to apologize. Normally, I have a box of DVDs to hand out to people, but they didn't ship to me. I don't know why. So if you don't have one of our 4 Keys DVDs, I will send one to you totally for free. I just need your email address on this piece of legal paper over here. So during the talk or whatever, after the talk, go over there, okay? I will stay until all the questions are answered, okay? I'm supposed to ride another 112 on the course when I'm done, and I really don't want to do that. So if I have to cut it short because you asked me so many questions, that will be fine. Okay, Ironman race execution. We've been doing this talk now for over 8 years, 5 years with the team. What I'm going to talk to you about right now is the result of having rolled the dice many times. It's going to sound a little strange if you haven't heard it before. If you have heard it, good reinforcement for you, okay? But at the end of the day, race day has very little to do with all the things that you've been doing for the last 6, 9, 12 months, okay? Race day doesn't care what you did in January, or how badass you were doing your CrossFit stuff in March, or how cool it was you did extra training in July. Race day only cares about what you do tomorrow, between the time you hop in that water and the time you hit the finish line. And there, 140.6 miles is a ton of times to make some horrible mistakes. My goal here is to hopefully eliminate a lot of those mistakes for you, okay? So the 4 keys. Key number 1, race day is about execution, not fitness. Everyone walks around and people are looking pretty fit. I've seen some fit guys. I've seen some dudes with some pretty skinny legs, right? Lots of different tattoos, you know, like the multiple tattoo, all the races, or you know, cooler tattoos. They've all got their biggest, baddest, I did this race t-shirt ever, right? You feel inadequate, you're just wearing like a regular shirt. What's wrong with you, right? You see the guy out there who's got like 15 abdominal muscles, you know, and you're a little worried about it. Don't sweat it, because race day is about execution, not fitness. You will see the race course tomorrow afternoon. It will be littered with the bodies of people who are very fit, who probably had a fantastic 9 months, but they were not able to execute on the day, okay? Race day is about execution, not fitness. A couple years ago, I coached a woman, middle of the pack, mother of 3, stay-at-home mom, former veterinarian. You know, she trained with a jogging stroller, would get passed all the time. But Ironman Wisconsin in 2007, she passed over 900 people on the run because she was running her 11-minute miles and everybody else blew up on a really bad day. And she's like, you know what? They can pass me the other 364 days of the year. And that day, I will remember that I passed them all. Right? And that's what you want on race day. So leave those workouts behind. That great bike ride you had, I don't care about it. That awesome run you had, that one run where you killed it, you ran fast, you probably set a PR for a half marathon within your long run, so you're a rock star. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Okay? Race day is very different. So take those workouts out of your head. You gotta think about how you're gonna execute. The way that we execute inside Endurance Nation in a very broad sense of the term of execution is we think about mile 18, which is the line. Nothing matters until mile 18 of your race tomorrow, which is the line. Every decision you make tomorrow is based on that context. So when you're out there swimming and you're like, there goes Speedy Stan swimming by you, and you're like, should I bump over and swim faster behind Stan, or should I stay closer to the island? You know, the sun's kind of over here. I'm not feeling so great. You're trying to think of all these things in your head. What you really should be asking yourself is, am I at mile 18? The answer is no. So just keep swimming your swim, okay? You're going to see bikes in the transition area tomorrow. You're going to see people mounting. You're going to see people doing jumping mounts, flying mounts, falling mounts, crazy mounts. You're going to be running, and last second you're going to be like, should I try that? I've never done it. Should I try it? Are you at mile 18 at this point in time? No. You're out riding the train tracks. I will repeat this like 9 times. Train tracks, like less than a mile from here. Do not stay on the right side of the road. There's a wicked hole on the other side of the train tracks you can't see until you hit it. Right? There will be crap all over that side of the road, and probably a couple people changing their tires. None of you will be doing that because you will move to the middle of the road. All right? You will see all that craziness happening out there. If you lose a bottle and you're like, should I stop or should I not stop? The answer is you should stop, right? It doesn't matter. Time has no relevance to you until mile 18 of the run. Okay? What happens is, people make bad decisions within the context of their day because they're using their fitness, not their execution hat. Everyone else around you, there's over 20, my buddy's number, he was like the last person to sign up, he's like 28 something, okay? You do the math, 28 something minus this many people, there's a lot of people who don't know what they're doing tomorrow, okay? So, when you're out there, you make that decision to stop for your bottle because it's not mile 18. When you get to mile 18, that's when you look up and you say, all right, all these people have earned the right, and I have earned the right to race with them. We are now going to start racing. But until that point in time, you are not racing. You are having a day. Okay? So if you think you're racing up a hill, you ain't racing. You're making a mistake. Okay? If you think you're doing a great job running through transition, like, I don't know, Carl Lewis, Usain Bolt, or something like that, it's a bad idea. Okay? Because none of that matters. All of those decisions on the day, should I win this hill? Because I'll tell you, there's 8 or 10 guys out there who on the out and back, when you hit that bottom of the out and back, start going up, they will race you to the top of that hill. They're happy to do it. They will also walk for 7 miles with you on the run, and you can talk about that hill you decided to race. Right? You can have a great conversation about that. All of those decisions are framed within the context of mile 18, especially here in this course in these conditions. So critical, okay? The way that we get to mile 18, I'll get into specifics later, the way we get to mile 18 is we put ourselves in a box, okay? Everything that goes inside that box is what you can control. Outside of that box, things you can't control. So Thor, the god of thunder, who's decided to swim next to you and try and pound your face in, you can't control him, you can't talk to him, you can't help him change his swim stroke, and you know what, he's not gonna listen. So just do what you can control. Move over or slow down. Always deciding on the easier side. You can control your effort, right? You're out there thinking about on the bike. You're trying to figure out, how am I going to pace this hill? And you see a bunch of people standing up on a hill. It goes around a corner. It looks innocent enough, right? It can't be a bad hill over here, right? Even though Coach Patrick told me all the hills in Ironman Louisville are technically bad hills, I'll be fine. I'll stand up like everybody else. And if you're going to do that, you're taking yourself out of your box, you're doing what other people are doing, and you're going to put yourself in a bad position, okay? Always, always, always focus on what you can control. So if you're out there riding, and some guy passes you on the right, like a chucklehead for whatever reason, don't speed up to take the time to give that person a lesson on no passing on the right. Everyone here knows the rules, right? Let karma sort out those people. It is not your job. You can get really fired up pretty easily. Even run-of-the-mill, you know, like type A- people. I'm an A- person, right? You know, like I can be type A, but I try and be A-. I try and tone it down. It's easy to get fired up out there when you're out there racing. Don't let that happen to you. Stay inside your box, okay? All the decisions, a great race at the end of the day here at Ironman Louisville is going to be all about not slowing down. And not slowing down this course is going to be framed around making tons of great decisions. What you're going to do on the hills, how you're going to pace the bike course, and most importantly, what you're eating and drinking out there on the bike course. That's going to set you up for the rest of your day. And if you are thinking about other things, like why is everybody else going so fast? Should I also go fast? you are not thinking about your heart rate, you're not thinking about your watts, you're not thinking about the last time you drank, the last time you ate, how your stomach feels, how your lower back feels. All that you're not thinking about, but those are the systems that you need to manage out there on the bike, okay? So you put yourself in a box which you can control, right? You can't control the weather anymore, right? Like someone was in the elevator and they were like, they just updated the forecast, like literally, I'm not making this up, it's up a degree. And everybody in the elevator goes, oh.
We obviously weren't there.
And I was like, yeah, but it's probably like 95 in this elevator with 40 of us. Like, we're all getting dehydrated right now, you know? Like, what are we gonna do? Right? You can't control the weather, you already have your plan, you're good, okay? The last piece of the puzzle, the fourth key. So we've done execution, not fitness, nothing matters to the line, put yourself in a box that you can't control. The last key is the one thing, your one thing. So when you're out there doing the race, somewhere on the race, hopefully after mile 18, if you pace yourself properly and the triathlon gods have smiled upon you, you will hit a tough spot on that run. And you're gonna have to decide to move forward. That decision is when you pull out your one thing. And the one thing is what got you out of bed in the morning in January to train. It's what made you do that long ride even though you didn't want to get on your bike. About all the sacrifices you've made to get here, to be fit, to stay healthy. That's your one thing. Have that conversation now so you're ready tomorrow. Because by the time you get to mile 18, your body becomes really convincing. Right? It's kind of like when you've had a couple too many drinks, but you still think you're kind of cool and okay with it, and your friends are all like, oh, he's kind of a little out of it. You think you're making good decisions, and you're not. That's what happens to people out there on the run, okay? You need to be ready to work harder mentally at the end of your day. Physically, everybody's going downhill. Nobody feels good. I don't care if you do the race in 8:15 or 16:15. Everybody feels the same amount of this ain't so fun anymore when you're out there at the end of your run, okay? Wherever you are on the day. And the difference between having a run that finishes well and having a run that does not finish well, 95% of the time is mental. Because at the end of the day, an Ironman is not technically that hard. If you pace yourself well, if you've made good decisions on the day, you will arrive at mile 18 or thereafter in a place to make a decision about your day. And then you go forward. I will take an Ironman any day over like a 5K all-out sprint or like a mountain race or whatever it is. Sign me up for the Ironman. Right? I don't like that heart pounding, I think I'm going to throw up so hard feeling, right? Ironman's about good decisions and being steady. And so it comes down to a mental piece. So something's going to go wrong tomorrow. At least one thing is going to go wrong for you. I don't know what it is. If I did know, I'd be rich, but I don't know what it is. It's going to go wrong. And in fact, it might be 2, 3, 4. Someone might have 8 things go wrong. I had an 8 things go wrong kind of day yesterday. Those of you who came to the team dinner heard about my day. That's why my tripod is covered in my infinite drink mix. Like my bicycle, my rear derailleur. Only one of the things that went wrong. So, tomorrow things will go wrong. You have to have the wherewithal, the mental strength to make good decisions across your day to still have a great race. Because when you talk to people after the race, no one ever had an easy Ironman day. No one was like, yeah, everything went so well. I felt like I had no chain on the bike and like the run course was all downhill. It was great. Have you ever heard that Ironman story? Hell no. No one has that story. Something always goes wrong. Someone always has a bad patch. And it's making good decisions across the day and having the strength at the end of the day to keep going. Okay? The difference between running the pace that you want to run in those last 8 miles and ending up walking, if you've made all the right decisions earlier, 95% of the time is mental. Can I get this done? Can I stay focused? Can I stay in the game? Because you're never out of the game. You think you're out of the game, but you're not out of the game, wherever you are. Okay, I did Lake Placid a couple of weeks ago, and I had a horrible cramp, like whole left leg cramp for like 5 minutes. I thought my day was over. I was like, well, I'm going to keep power walking. Other people were around me, so we were pushing it together. I got some food in me, and after 2 or 3 minutes, I was fine. I could keep going. I could have mentally thrown in the towel and just said, well, that's it. Like, there's no way I'm going to keep running, so I'm going to pack my day in. But I just adjusted my goals and kept moving forward, okay? And that is what's critical. So prepare your one thing, all. All right, so your 4 keys. Execution, not fitness. Nothing matters until the line. race inside a box, all the things that you can't control. Let everybody else worry about themselves, okay? And then your one thing, whatever your one thing is, okay? Any questions about the execution stuff?